Good afternoon, evening, good evening, and welcome to Wholesome Roots. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving and that you are all doing well. Hi. You say hi?
Hi.
Excellent. I see Grizz is here. Renell's Suburban Homestead from Phoenix, Arizona. 50 chickens in a head house. And Red Shed Mini Homestead. And Carrie Hyatt, Teresa Jewell, Holly Stacklin, Anna Cooley, and Liz Zorab. Good to see everybody. Holly, I'm glad you got to join on a live. That's great. Is this your first one with us? TJ Miller's here. Valerie D. Homestead in the Highlands. Green Raven. Candy Koodle. I apologize if I didn't pronounce it correctly. The White Picket Fence. Carla Walden. Shannon Todd. Tammy 1960. Diana Justice Acres. Jennifer Flowers. Green Gables Homestead. Daniel Allen. Bandana Grandma. Two Girls at an Acre Homestead. ATOC Lifestyle. Living Miracle Homestead. Sherlyn Stanfield, Haywire Homestead, The Chick Guy. It's been a while. I was thinking you had been in our live shows before, so I was a little confused. I know there's a couple of different Hollies, so I don't always, remember which ones. Chick Guy says, hey, I have a question. What is the taste difference between Nubian and Nigerian dwarf goat milk? The biggest difference is going to be the cream content. Nigerian dwarf have higher cream concentration, so it's a lot creamier than Nubians, but Nubians have the highest of all the large breeds as far as the cream content goes. Marge Perez is here. Good to see you. So glad everybody could join us. I apologize if I have any distractions. My children are not being monitored. I'm live. Are you okay? Okay, I'm live. Do you really want to be doing all that right now? Go back in the other room, please, and play nice. Liam, don't do that. Sorry. Ryan stepped out to the curb for a minute to bring out the recycling. So, yeah. It means I can't control them during my live show because he left. So hopefully he can come back in and take care of them so they won't scream like that again. I apologize. No, Nigerian dwarf is actually nothing like whole milk, if you ask me. It's very, very much more creamy than whole milk. I think there's a much higher butterfat content in Nigerian milk than there is in whole cow milk. TJ says to check my box tomorrow. Ooh, exciting. Haywire Homestead says, I have a neighbor who milks Nigerians and the milk is delicious. Yes, it tends to be quite a bit sweeter because of the cream content too. So it's really nice milk. They really do have the best milk probably. They're just a lot harder to keep in a fence. They jump a lot higher than other goats because of their small size. So they are escape artists in the goat world. So that's one of the main reasons why I don't have them. I like floppy ears too, the long ears of the Nubians. Are you being nice now? Yeah. Good. Goats and Sheep Farm down the road has put together a farmer's market for tomorrow. Going to try some buffalo. Ooh, that sounds excellent. I like buffalo. I've only had buffalo burgers, but it's been very good. Yeah, I guess you guys can relate to kids screaming. That was just a big one. I wasn't expecting that right at the beginning of my live show. For dairy, I have Nigerian dwarf, La Mancha, and Alpine. I love my La Manchas. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people love their personality the most, and that they're the sweetest, nicest of all the goats. Ryan can't get over the ears being missing, so that's why we haven't gotten any of those yet. But I think we're mainly going to focus on our Nubians. They seem to be the easiest ones for us and the ones that sell easier and milk easier, and we just enjoy them a lot. Renelle said that they have 7 Nigerian dwarfs. Have you ever had them on dairy herd improvement milk testing to figure out their cream content? Because that's definitely something that I've seen from many herds, is the higher cream, much higher than cow cream, from the whole cow milk. Have you seen the goats from Egypt, the ones with the really long ears? Yes, those are so pretty. I think, are they from Egypt or Pakistan, or maybe both? Yeah, they may be from the same regions. They're beautiful. They're the dancing ones. I've seen they're just gorgeous. Oh, that's really cool. Homestead in the Highlands. Oh, really? You like your Saanen girls? I have a friend who has a very large herd of Saanen, and they're just, they don't have like the Nubian personality or the, you know, friskiness of Nigerian dwarf, or, you know, they're just kind of goats. But I've never gotten to know one, you know, up close, so I could be just, and I could be a little partial to the personality that Nubians throw out. Nubians' personality is what makes them famous. They have the most personality. Lamachas look funny. I think they look cute. They are a little different, but they're cute. Ryan can't get past it. Oh, hi, Corey. So glad you made it. Very glad you could make it. And Sabine is here. I'm sorry if I missed saying hello to anybody who came in after my big, long list. She is feeling better. She's feeling a lot better. She's eating more of her goat milk now, and she's definitely perked up. Like, she's not hanging her head, she's not hunching her back, she's not grinding her teeth. So the lactose from the cow milk really is what did her in. It wasn't good for her at all. Which is weird, because that's the number one best thing that you would change over a goat to, rather than using the very harmful formulas that are full of horrible ingredients that make them even sicker than that. Usually they end up with scours if they use the formula, but if they switch over to cow milk, it usually works out just fine. She's just she's just a special case. How are the quail doing? I have 23 quail and 15 chickens. Next year I want to add some Nigerians, says the chick guy. The quail are doing great. We had one of our colonies of the older ones had stopped laying for like a week, and they just started laying again. So I think they were going through like a mini molt, like not as bad as the chickens by far, but definitely saw a difference in the egg production. Excuse me. Oberhasleys are something I wish there was more of. I think I'm gonna have to get up and get a water. My water is empty. But yes, Autumn is doing really well now. Yes, they're still laying eggs. Living miracle homestead. Yeah, I was really lucky to get a gallon of goat milk from a friend of mine. So that was really good. So typically quail will lay through the winter. They don't typically stop. Now, there was a little bit of a lull. Like, I mean, it was like a week maybe that they just seemed like they tapered off on laying, and then they picked back up, and there were a few more feathers around. So it's possible to have a little reduction in egg laying. But if you're seeing a huge reduction in egg laying when it's not associated with the light change, it could be a problem with your feed, more than likely. Buffering, tons of buffering. Oh no. I'm sorry, Kiri. Glad you could be here. Everybody give a thumbs up. If you haven't already, like the video so that we get more people interested in coming and checking it out. She is special. She's sleeping now. So she comes in when we do our evening goat routine. She comes in with them. If we leave to go anywhere, she comes in. I would be devastated if she were to get tangled in the fence or something because she was scared or something. So, yeah, I'm kind of babying her still. But we're getting better. Have they developed an easy, inexpensive way to separate goat cream? There's a goat cream separator, but it's not cheap by any means. But it is something I'm looking at purchasing. Hopefully, when I get my tax returns, we'll be able to get one if we don't get one before that. Because I would really like to make some butter. I've done it where I let it sit in the coldest part of my fridge for a couple of days, and the cream will separate out a little bit. And I can spoon that off. But it's like, you have to spoon off each jar, and you only end up with just a little bit. And you go to make butter, and you have even less. Stacy, Here We Grow Again is here. Good to see you. So glad your goat is feeling better. I'm happy I met you through the gardening community because I hope to have my own homestead someday and donate the produce I grow as much as I can. Oh, that's awesome. That is a very, very good goal to have. We donate a lot of our stuff just to local people. Kinfolk Farm of Georgia, our hens stopped laying for 3 weeks recently after getting rid of our roosters, but are back to normal now. Good deal. None of my chickens lay through the winter. Not even my young ones are laying this winter. It's weird. I'm sorry, Carrie. I can't help you. It must be on your end. Sorry if I'm asking too many goat questions. Not at all. I'm new to them and can't really find any good websites. Most of my goat info has come from you and Weed 'em and Reap. Well, good. I mean, that's what we are here for. We love questions. I encourage you to reach out if you have any specific things or if you are in an emergency situation with your goats. You can message me on Facebook and I will 99% of the time respond. If it's the middle of the night and I'm asleep, I might not, but I'll respond as soon as I am up. So 99% of the time I respond. I've helped many, many, many people through some emergency situations with their animals. Many of them are actually here in the chat that I've helped. So I know that it's been helpful for a lot of people, and that's why I'm here. That's why I do this. I want to help people. I should have gotten my water refill before I started, huh? I am working toward my own homestead as well. I am thinking I want to get goats, but just still doing the research at this point. That is the best thing you can do at this point. Do as much research as you can. I mean, like, I encourage you to join as many different goat groups as you can so that you can see a bunch of different perspectives and how people handle situations. Watch the post. Read people's situations as they come up. Don't let it scare you that these people are posting, illnesses, injuries, sicknesses, any of those things, because that's why people go to the group, is to get help when they have an emergency. Don't let it scare you away, but know that you can learn so much just reading through the questions and the comments and finding out what the answers are to those questions. You're going to know so much more when you start out than most people. When do you start Autumn and her brothers on the herbal dewormer? Well, basically they start getting it as soon as they start nibbling on grain. So we have a communal bowl in their stall with their mom. And so when mom gets her herbs, they nibble on that and they start consuming it on their food. How cold does it have to be to not let your goats out? Mine are huge babies and don't like it if it's colder than 35. Basically, I mean, people up in Canada and Alaska have goats, so it depends. You have a shelter for them. A windbreak is the most important part in the cold weather, is to have a windbreak where they can get protection from the wind. But if they have a barn or a lean-to that they can go into, I wouldn't worry about letting them out, no matter how cold it was. My whole life, I wanted a homestead with goats, but my arthritis and fibromyalgia won't let me because of the pain. I had a lot of issues with that. I have carpal tunnel, and I have a lot of inflammation issues from my Hashimoto's, a lot of fibromyalgia symptoms. The doctor thinks I probably have. I've had arthritis in my hands and my knees since I was 15 years old. My doctor thinks I probably have fibromyalgia as well. I haven't gone through any of the testing for that or anything, but I'll tell you what, taking curcumin every day, 3 times a day, has made all the difference in the world in my pain and inflammation, especially in my hands. It's really amazing. Facebook, Wholesome Roots. Yeah, so Wholesome Roots Passionate Plants is my Facebook page. We also have a Facebook group called Wholesome Roots Farmstead Friends, and you can join that and ask me questions on there, or you can send them to me in a private message at any time. Do I know much about fainting goats? I don't really know. He seems more stiff. I don't know. I don't know enough to know that. Sorry. I mean, I know that, you know, that most of their situations are going to be similar to any other goats, but stiffness does sound like it could be fainting related. So start with chickens. Yes. Any certain breed of goat for cold weather climates? Is frostbite an issue with long ears? Not that I have ever heard. So good night, Carrie. I'm sorry your internet's not working. Far less bad days. Yes, I think Homestead in the Highlands, you know, said Daniel, having a homestead helps you be healthier. So it's a big improvement in your health because you're eating healthier, you're exercising more, and it's going to help your fibromyalgia and help you feel better. CBD oil is also one that can help with pain. That's a great one. Yes, kratom is another one that's been used for pain as well, and it's a great thing that most people have good luck with. It is one that some people caution because it can become addictive if you have an addictive personality. So you do have to be a little more careful with that if that's your situation. Hello, Mary Cleveland. You're not late. You're right on time. Hello, Xavier. You are right on time, too. You know what's funny is I forgot what day it was, too, Xavier. And Liz Zorab messaged me and said, "Are you going live tonight?" And I was like, oh no. So that's why Ryan's still doing all of the evening chores as far as getting the recycling out. We don't usually do recycling on Friday night. It's usually on Thursday night, but because of the holiday, it pushes it back a day. CBD is fantastic for fibromyalgia and arthritis. Excellent advice. So Ryan's in the other room trying to tidy up after dinner and get something to eat. We were kind of snacked today because we had a big leftover lunch. Like, we filled the whole plate up like it was Thanksgiving all over again. So we got really full at lunch. So we were just kind of having more of a leisurely snack and eat whatever you want dinner. So I think he was fixing a plate of leftovers and finishing up the recycling. Sorry that he isn't here right now. And he's distracting the boys, Kim, because the boys had a all-out brawl at the beginning of my show. Good screaming and everything. What was that you take? I'm willing to try anything. Is it in medical anti-inflammatory? I am allergic. Thank you, Green Gables, for posting links to our Facebook group and page. And so this one's a really good one. And this one is a really good one. Those are the two that I take. I take one of each 3 times a day. So I'm taking quite a high dose of it, and it's made a difference. When I was doing 1 3 times a day, it didn't completely fix it. So I'm glad to have that now. Complete change in diet. Yes, absolutely. I can't back that statement up any more than I could. I'm not making any sense. But yes, changing your diet completely, removing all inflammatory foods, especially gluten, unfortunately. Gluten is the #1 thing you have to take out of your diet. It definitely does improve your health. You are right. I love using gardening as my pain reliever. Yeah. Thank you so much for doing these videos. Oh, you're welcome. I thank you. Thank you for getting something out of it. Members of the nightshade plants are bad for fibromyalgia. You know, I was just reading something about the nightshade thing, and nightshades in general are recommended to be removed from anybody with autoimmune issues. But I also read something from Dr. Wentz just yesterday about sensitivities to foods and autoimmune. Mainly Hashimoto's is what she talks about, but she was talking in general, you know. And she went on to talk about how gluten is bad for everyone. No matter if you have a reaction to gluten or not, you should remove gluten, because it can cause the problem to get worse even when you don't know it is. Even when you're not feeling like it's making you feel worse, it will eventually break down and make you worse. So that's hard, because gluten is something that so many people have such a huge relationship with their food. But I will say there are so many gluten-free options now that make it so much easier, that now I feel like that's one of the easier ones for me to give up. So I will always be gluten-free, but I've been able to, I did a 3-month elimination where I eliminated everything, nightshades, everything that causes inflammation. And then I began slowly adding one back in and seeing if there was any reaction. And that was kind of what Wentz was saying, is that if there's no if you don't have a sensitivity, you might be okay to consume those foods, but you won't really know for sure. So it's best to do the 3-month elimination. No, I have not read that, Jennifer. I've never heard any issues with liver damage. And five things is hard. Oh, I was down to 5 foods I could eat for those 28 days along with RX shakes. Woo! That's hard. I felt like I was down to 5 things. I was living off of like tuna, avocado, and there was something else. And it was just like, it was torture. It really was. It really was hard. But I do feel so much better. And I am finding that I'm not sensitive to the nightshades, which was the one thing I really wanted to be able to eat. And about 30 to 40% of people with autoimmune disease cannot eat nightshades. So I hopefully I'm lucky and I won't end up being, it also can become something that affects you. So even though right now I'm okay with it, I could down the road end up with issues, which would be a bummer. I know. I thought all day was Saturday too. I said to Ryan, what did I say? I said something about Saturday night. And he was like, huh? And I was like, yeah, it's Saturday. Like, no, it's Friday. But then when I said to him, we're going live in 15 minutes because Liz reminded me, he was like, no, it's not Friday. Oh. Yes, they do even make gluten-free tortillas. You know what's funny is I just found them. I wasn't able to have them before because they do have, I think, potato starch, which is a nightshade. But now that I'm not leaving nightshades out, things with potato starch are okay for me to eat, and most of the gluten stuff has potato starch in it, so it's opened up a lot more options. Exactly, Diana, it does. Gluten causes leaky gut, which leads to all kinds of issues, and autoimmune being the leader. I would use a flour blend. You are okay with it. Make your own tortilla mix. Yes, that's also a good idea too. Trying to quit smoking. I think I'll feel better. Tired of feeling tired. Yeah, so I quit smoking 6-7 years ago when I found out I was pregnant with Rowan. I put him down and never picked him back up again. And I had tried quitting so many times before that. And I would quit for like a week or two or a month or two or whatever. And I would always pick them back up. But that was the last time. And I feel so much better without them. If you have problems with your liver, then taking out certain herbs helps it recover. That's interesting. If I get cow milk from my store, my pain levels go up fast. Oh, yeah. Hey, Art and Bree. Grace and I listening while cleaning up the kitchen. Bree is putting boys down. Oh, Arthur. Hey, thank you, Arthur, for joining us. Someone else I watch on YouTube has broke everything down to eating steak only, and then we'll start adding back again. Ooh, steak only. That's interesting, because beef is actually one of the things I had to remove from my diet during the time that I was doing the elimination. I actually don't have a guide for the elimination diet because my doctor gave me a printout from a passcode protected website that he uses. So when I tried to type in the website that was on the bottom of the sheet he printed for me, it was like, you have to be a doctor, you have to log in. And I'm like, oh. So anyway, but yeah, this is my daily dose. They're all natural. They're all good stuff, but it's a lot of pills. I don't take all of them at once, but I do have to take them throughout the day. Some of them I have to take 3 times a day. There's like 3 of them that I have to take all 3 times when I take my pills. Gluten-free options have come a long way. They really have. And I feel better without it. I don't feel sick when I eat it. So I have now, since the holidays and everything, I have added in some cheats with the gluten. And I had gluten defense enzymes that I took to help break down the gluten. When I would eat gluten, I would take those enzymes and help break down the gluten. And I had no negative reactions, even though I cheated. I don't want that to be like a habit, but I think for things like holidays, it's kind of hard. So at least I have those, and they're a natural enzyme. I got them off of Amazon. They're called Gluten Defense, and I really recommend them. I probably should add a storefront on my Amazon storefront that's like health related and all the supplements I take, because I tell you, they've really helped me out a lot. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, tobacco, being a member of the nightshade family, could be causing some serious issues for those that smoke. I never even thought of that. Hey, Mama Grows. Glad you could join us. It sounds like Ryan left the kids alone because they sound like they're murdering each other in there. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's loud. Hey, Susan LeBlanc. A friend of mine's diet is gluten-free vegan. I had no idea that what she would eat, but she made me a lovely gluten-free vegan pizza. That's awesome. There's one at the grocery store that I've had the last couple of Fridays. It's gluten-free, dairy-free. And it's good. It's really good. It's I didn't think it was going to be, but it's not bad at all. I should put that on the store. Haywire Homestead. That would be a great idea. Yeah. You know, it's funny because, like, I don't want to give medical advice because I'm not a doctor, but in the same breath, if it's going to help other people that have autoimmune and don't have access to a natural doctor, it could be very beneficial to them. I mean, my natural doctor has given me so many answers to how to take care of myself better that I never would have gotten from a normal doctor. Standard healthcare just doesn't go there. They don't even care about curcumin, you know? So I'm very grateful that I have somebody right in town that specializes in this. My wife was on that many pills, and Grizz, looks like I'm not done taking care of kids. Oh, you either, Mama Girls. I can hear my kids. They're fighting. Hey, Paige. Hello. How are you? So did anybody go Black Friday shopping? I try to avoid the whole Black Friday thing. I kind of see it as a scary thing to fight over stuff with people. I don't want to do that. I don't have any desire to do that. I don't have any money to go shopping anyway, so it worked out well. There was no urge. The plant paradox has phases, and the first phase is an elimination program. That might be a good place to start. When a friend suggested I try vegan diet, she didn't find it funny when I said that we're not allowed to eat other people even if they are vegans. I have a strange sense of humor. I think that's funny. Ryan is really bad about joking with vegan people. He's not very nice. Like, he doesn't mean to be mean. He just makes jokes that are just like, okay, Don't push it too far. Hello, Shade Tree. We've seen you in here before, haven't we? Well, good to have you. Oh, poor thing. Lori Kendall's son made her go, ugh. Nope, I just put my Amazon wish list on Facebook. There you go. Went hunting, yeah. Ryan went hunting the last 2 mornings, but no luck. The other half had to work 12 hours today, so no temptation to go shopping. Very scary. I almost attempted to go shopping, but changed my mind last minute. I went grocery shopping. Hey, Timothy. Baby shark. Doo, 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 doo. Don't get me started, because you know I'll do it. Nope, I stay home on Black Friday. Timothy. Rose, the true goat queen. Love your videos. Keep them coming. It gives me a taste of home while I'm on the road all week. I gotta go see you in the next video. Oh, thank you, Kinfolk Farm, Georgia. I appreciate that. Are the older kids at home? Can they help out? They are and they aren't. So Dalton is off of school, but he's at his dad's house right now. He's gonna come back over tomorrow. Vivian's out of school, but she's at her boyfriend's, and she's gonna come back over tomorrow. So hopefully I'll have them both tomorrow, and I'll put them to work. Oh, I don't know if there's a good natural way to go off meds. I think it's treating the root cause, treating what's causing your need for the medication, and finding what works for you. And everybody's different. Everybody's body reacts differently to different diets, but diet is one of the main places. I won't set foot into any big stores. Total scam on the American economy, with a bunch of cheap customers wondering why they pay is not decent or why they can't get a job. I agree. It is difficult. Hi, Rose and all. Loving this. Oh, thank you, Sally Spencer. Glad you could join us. Heard on the radio today that a survey showed that 9 out of 10 Black Friday sales in the UK were no cheaper than in any other part of the year. I have heard that many times. They will jack the price up so much before Black Friday so that they can say it's discounted and discount it. And I'm like, I'm not going there. Daybird Aviaries, hello, Robert. Glad you could join us. My opinion of customers who shop big corporate stores are guilty of where this nation is. Yes and no. There's sometimes where it's unavoidable, but I do see where you're coming from and can empathize with it. I don't know how long I can stay, but I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you're here, Robert. All right, you guys, everybody go check out everybody else's channels. Subscribe to anybody that looks like they might be a channel. And I'm going to go grab a refill of my water. So I want you guys to just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'm back! Did you guys have fun without me? Did y'all behave? Do I have to put Grizz or Timothy in timeout? "13 Moons, yes. Autumn's belly is feeling a lot better. She doesn't seem to be in pain anymore, and her appetite's coming back up. Oh, that's awesome, Corey. I bet they were excited. My Black Friday shopping looked like buying animal feed. I went to your grocery store. Oh. Yeah, sub a channel you haven't seen before. Great advice, Liz. Thanks, Timothy. That's much better. Oh, good job, white picket fence. That's a pretty good deal. So HEOC Lifestyle has a channel. Living Miracle Homestead has a channel. Hello, Miranda. So glad you could join us. Daybird Aviaries has a channel. Haywire Homestead. 13 Moons. Grizz has a channel. Don't let him fool you. Renell has a channel. Liz Zorab, Green Gables. They both have channels. You guys say I have a channel if you have a channel. And that way everybody can click right on your name. The 3 dots next to your name will bring you to their channel. And you can sub to their channel and still be in the chat. So, what? Robert, did you go to the thrift store today? Oh, good. Homestead in the Highlands. Are you doing the 5 reasons why I homestead challenge? I hope so. Anybody that has a channel, oh, okay, it's pronounced a talk. I wasn't sure if it was because it was all capitalized. I thought it might have been, hello, big 4 middle babe. Yes, so everybody that's saying I have a channel, or if they say LOL every day, that means they have a channel. Just kidding, because Daybird Aviaries, that's what he said. So, yes. Mama Grows, I went to the feed store today for dog and cat food. Yep. A lot of people have followers with no channel. So what I'll do is if I click on it and I don't see like a regular channel listing, I click on the videos tab. And if there's no videos listed, then I just don't sub. You know, I mean, I assume that they don't really need me to sub if they don't have videos. Autumn is good. What's the matter? That sounds like a boo-boo. What? What? What's wrong? Squirt? Okay, so for those of you that have never heard an Amazon parrot before, that's what he sounds like when he's upset. I don't know why he's upset. He's looking out the window. I don't know if you saw a car drive by. Are you alright? You alright? There you go. Oh, you don't like that one. He doesn't like the banana chips. Gotta find something better in here. 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 What is the matter? What is the matter? I don't know what his problem is. That was weird. So Miranda, Autumn is doing much better. Her belly has stopped hurting and she's increased her appetite back up again. Okay, I just lost myself in the chat here. Mama Grows is the baby shark lady. That's right. Yeah, we're getting there, Life of Laura. Hopefully we'll be there by January 1st. Yeah, Mama Grows is on a mission. We want to get her to 1,000 by the end of the year. So, anybody who hasn't checked her out, she's a personal friend of mine, not just a, I guess a lot of you are personal friends of mine, actually. But yes, she's a good friend of mine. Very good friend of mine. Help her out. And she's a great channel. Great content. Great personality. You'll love it. Living Miracle Homestead has a channel. She's the one who sent me some quail eggs to hatch. So she helped start that addiction. Let's see. What else did I miss? Okay. My Amazon's name is Squirt, and he is 38 years old. 38 years old. Yeah, they like the dried hot peppers. We had, so I don't know how many of you remember when I was doing Steam It and did some Steam It articles on the Steam It platform. It's a blog-based site. Really cool, great community. Like, the community over there reminds me a lot of how the YouTube community is, where everybody's very close-knit. And they have a pretty good homesteading community there. And I wrote many articles over there and for a time. And I haven't been doing it because I just haven't had time to write in a while. That's why my blog hasn't had anything new, and neither has Steam It. So, anyway, I made friends with Papa Pepper. He's a Steam It character. And we've, you know, he's sent me stuff here and there. He's always sending out packages of stuff. Well, he sent me some dragon fruit cacti cuttings to grow so I can grow my own dragon fruit. And, which we'll see, you know, I'll have to bring them in the winter and winter them over. He put 3 ghost peppers in the box, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, they are so hot. Just smelling them is hot. And I'm just like, so I'm gonna put them into vinegar and just let them flavor the vinegar into a spicy vinegar. This is not like him. I'm sorry. He's usually very quiet during the stream. Hello from Kentucky, Miss Vicky. I'm sorry, I'm trying to scroll through, see what I missed. I have a channel about 1864 farmhouse, my garden, and our bus. That's Life of Laura. So yeah, everybody check out everybody. And let me know what you think. And subscribe to them if you like them. Comment on some videos. Show some love. Hello, Teal House Farm. How are you? I'm not sure what Squirt's problem is. Baby. What? What? You say, hello? Hello? You say, hi, Squirt. Hi, Squirt. Hi, Squirt. Can you say Rose? Can you say Rose? What? You seem angry about something. What is it? What? He's angry about something. First it's the kid screaming, then it's the parrot screaming. Go figure. That's the interesting kind of I'm not sure. Living Miracle Homestead, he just sent me the cuttings, just the cacti. It's just a piece of cacti like this long, 3 of them. Hey, Bobblehead Homestead, good to see you. You're a rock star channel. Oh, awesome. A talk, a homestead. I'm glad that inspired you. I don't know what his problem is. I give him food and he's still screaming.
What are you yelling about?
I don't know. He's like, it's an angry scream, like a scared scream. Like, he was looking out the window when he first started doing it.
Maybe want some fresh water?
I don't know. It's really...
Hi, everybody.
It's Ryan.
It's been an adventure.
I'm sorry that the dog is going crazy from the bird screaming. He doesn't... Yeah, I could cover him. I suppose that would calm him down, Tammy. We don't usually cover him unless he's being rude. Like, he has food, he has water, and he still wants to scream for some reason, then we tend to cover him over, but hardly ever anymore. When we first got him, he had to be covered a lot. He screamed all the time. I mean, like, he was a screamer. That's why we got him. My sister was like, I can't handle it anymore. Because he screamed like that all the time. So he doesn't do that anymore, so that's good. Squirt sees a Sasquatch outside. I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine how loud it is. Hi, I'm from Michigan. Jess from Roots and Refuge sent me your way, and I'm loving your channel. I'm learning so much from you. Oh, good, Amber. I'm so glad. Jess has sent me a lot of new people lately, so it's been really nice getting to know all of her friends. You better tell those haulers to stop in Arkansas so I can meet them. Yeah, definitely. I think they'll do that. Is there a mouse or a snake around the cage? I hope not, because this cage is in the house. Maybe he saw something outside fly by the window or something. Amazon parrots are not the loudest. Sun conures are the loudest. Thank you very much. I will do no such thing, Grizz. That is probably why your mom won't let you get a bird, because they're a lot of work. They're very dependent on you, because they're used to being part of a flock. So they're like herd animals. Like, they need to have other attention around them. Oh, good. I'm so glad that your duck is back to normal. Dandelion Homestead. Maybe he can see his reflection. Maybe he's not used to looking at it or something. I made some elderberry syrup today and rewatched your video first. Awesome. Thank you, Corey. You can't even hear the conures over the Amazons?
We heard some really loud conures.
So the butterfly center that I used to work at Callaway Gardens, we had macaws, we had cockatoos, we had Amazons, something else, and sun conures. The only ones that I felt like I needed an earplug for were those sun conures. They were so loud. So loud. Ooh, elderberry wine. Now that's Ryan's jam. I didn't move out your chair because...
It's fine. I'm late. I know I'm late. I'm sorry, guys.
I was more comfortable in this chair, so I just left it. Sorry.
I was in the middle of some things, and I hadn't eaten dinner, and then Liam's car got stuck under the oven.
Oh, that's what caused the screaming fit.
And then I got his car out, and my cell phone fell behind the oven. So, yeah.
Wait, behind the oven?
Underneath it. Like, his car went underneath it.
How did your cell phone?
Because I had it propped. I pulled the drawer out for the broiler pan, and I had it setting on there for a flashlight. And when I reached under there to get the car out, I got the car and I pushed it forward, and then my phone ka-chunk. And I was like, okay, now I'm in for it. So I could see it, but it was just really narrow. I had to.
Yeah. Homestead in the Highlands, yes. We made James's, what is that wine called?
Bland.
Bland. We made the bland from his video. Ryan makes a lot of strange wines. What are some of the stranger ones?
Beet wine.
Beet wine.
That
carrot.
was a strange one. Carrot.
What was that herb one?
That was Dami Balm. That was Damiana.
Lemon balm and Damiana.
Yeah, lemon balm and Damiana.
Yeah, that was good.
Which we have a ton of lemon balm outside the back door. I don't know if you've seen.
Has it already frosted?
I don't think so.
No, because it's right up against the house. It probably hasn't.
Yeah. It looked
real.
When I was
we might have to make some lemon balm wine again.
When I was cutting the grass, it looked really good.
James and Dee used to live near me and gave me masses of plants when they moved to A Day. Is that how you pronounce it? The town in Scotland.
A Day?
On the island.
I guess that's
on
right.
The Orkney. Is it Orkney Islands?
Orkney Islands.
Isn't that where they live, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he has some really interesting ones. Doesn't he have a mushroom one? We need to do that from some homegrown mushrooms.
I want to try mushroom beer, actually. I would like to get back to brewing beer.
Oh, it was so hard, Jackie. Or if this is Jackie's wife, it was E-Day. It's pronounced E-Day.
E-Day.
So, yeah, getting rid of those alpines was really hard. And, you know, the boys wasn't as hard because I knew I was going to get rid of them the minute they were born. When a boy is born on the farm, I immediately turn off my bonding. But with Perkunas, it was a little hard because he was a cool little dude. He was a real friendly little buckling. And usually they're not that friendly.
Yeah.
He was like super friendly. Like he wanted you to pet him all the time. So, and he was Fancy Girl's little boy. And Fancy Girl's my favorite goat. That was hard. That was hard. But Rocky was the hardest. And Chaos. Chaos was always a very special case. You know, like just the scared little skittish Chaos. Always needed extra special love. Yeah, that was hard. But it was necessary to. And we are going to be able to make improvements in our herd now that we've opened up those spots. So I'm looking forward to that. Snowfall. Ew.
That's all I can think when it's...
It snowed when I arrived in Massachusetts.
Really?
It had snowed the day before. So it was kind of funny because they don't usually get that much snow. It was actually on record. It broke a record. It was the largest snowfall before Thanksgiving since 1903 or something like that. Because it was a lot of snow and it wasn't supposed to be. It was really interesting. Oh yeah, Green Gables. That's what broke me. I was like holding it together. I can do this. And then she just locked eyes with me as they were pulling out of the driveway, and it was like the look of like, why? I don't want to leave you, mommy. You know? And she was a good goat. She was so good.
She was really
I'm
nice.
so glad that they went to such a good home. In fact, they had a goat from the same herd that Rocky and Chaos came from, and she said that they recognized each other when they got there. So that helps. It still hurts though. Rocky, you know, having a goat that's been with you that long is a lot harder than giving up a kid. Selling a kid is easier. But yeah. Do you know what's causing the skin issue? If it's being caused by allergies, TJ, then you have to see about changing the food and finding out what the allergy is.
Doesn't coconut oil heal
But coconut
everything?
oil is that's a great suggestion.
-9. Oh my.
Oh yeah, definitely it was harder, Mama Grows, you know? I mean, it's those were family. And I think with Rocky too, she was one of the ones who survived the great sickness of 2017. You know, the summer of 2017, it was like every goat was dying that got sick. We had 9 get sick total. 5 of them died. Rocky was one of the goats, the one goat that I brought while she was sick to Auburn. That's an Auburn goat. You know, when you fork out that much money to bring a goat to Auburn, you don't want to sell that goat. You want to keep that goat forever. But, you know, it was because she meant that much to me that I brought her there in the first place. You know, I wanted to heal her. I wanted to save her because she was a special goat. And yeah, it was very hard to let her go. But I don't think it would have been I would have been able to follow through if it wasn't for a good family. If it was just somebody, and you know, a stranger offline, I don't think I could do it for her.
Pretty
I would have just kept her.
That she's gonna do well because she did well here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know,
and she was hard for me to milk. She had tiny teats.
you don't have that feeling like, oh, is she gonna be okay? You're like, yeah, she's a survivor. She'll be good.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't have to worry. Yeah, Yep, you have to prepare yourself. It's something that if you want dairy goats, you have to very seriously consider. Are you going to be able to sell those kids without breaking your heart? I mean, it's okay to break your heart as long as you still follow through and do it. You know? So, sending the new babies off is hard, but getting rid of an older one that you just don't feel like fits your needs anymore, you know, with the size herd that we have to let go of some in order to bring in new blood, you know? I appreciate how much you love your goats. I don't feel so strange now since I started watching you 2 years ago. Good, Emily Show. Thank you for being such a long-time loyal fan. What's a goat's life expectancy?
Forever and ever.
15 to 20 years at the most.
I guess.
I think 15 probably more closer to 15. No, more than 15. It's 15 to 20. I'm thinking if it's a dairy goat that's bred every year, it's probably on the lower end. But no, it's 20. If Kiri were here, she'd be able to answer that, I bet. I'm sorry. I try not to think about it too much, I guess. Yeah. They're gonna live forever and ever, like he said. Yes, Jackie, we were all worried about Autumn in the beginning. It was hit or miss whether she was gonna live or not, but now she's doing really good. We just have to get her transitioned to be a goat instead of a human baby. Yeah. And that's going to take time. We'll get there. Rose is taking bids on Autumn. No. No. My dad had been starting at $150 my butt. That's a $400 goat right there.
You misspelled Eugene. It's spelled Eugene.
Mini Nubians are great, Teal House. My friend and mentor has mini Nubians. And another one of my friends has mini Nubians as well because she got her goats off of her. They're great. Great. Best of both worlds. I was thinking I was going to go into mini Nubians when I started out, but then I decided that I just really adored the Nubian altogether and didn't care that they were bigger, you know. That's really the biggest reason to go for mini Nubian is to get a smaller size, but you also get a higher cream content. Hey, Deb! Forever and ever.
We wish.
Birthing extends their life.
Yeah, it gives them something to live for. They got a little baby.
You know what? That's the exact words my dad used. That's why he said I should breed hearts. He said that we'd give her something to live for. Autumn is my baby now. She really is. I'd say the best behaved goats die young. The ones you can't do anything with, who always get out, escape, cause damage, trouble. The ones that will live to 30. I bought a coop and looking at getting some laying hens. Yeah. Did somebody say we didn't?
No.
Autumn is her goat dog. It's never leaving the house. Well, why does she have to? You know, she's cute. She's well behaved.
Goat dog. I like that term.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that would be interesting. I have a history of going out of town and having goats give birth, so I'm trying not to do that anymore. Oh, you stop at 8? No, Dominique is 11 and she kidded last year. She's great. If I could get her weight up a little bit, I'd be breeding her again at 11. So you don't have to stop breeding until they show signs of being weaker or not as good body condition. I like my body condition score to be very high before I breed. Ryan says too high. He's like, your goats are too fat.
Fancy girl is rotund.
Fancy girl's not fat.
Put a tape measure around her and tell me she's...
I don't know anything about Pygoras. I did have a friend who did Angoras, but that was years ago, like 20 years ago. Oh yeah, mini Nubians are great. They're crossed with the Nigerian dwarf and Nubian. So you get the smaller and higher cream content. And they still tend to have the floppy ears, but they might stand up a little bit like airplane ears. My vet said my old boar buck, who was 12 years old. I missed a chicken conversation, I guess. I hope everything's okay. Oh, she will too. Stay small forever. I'll just keep her in the house. Just kidding. I want her to be out. I really, for her, I want her to have that life. It's just a lot harder when they've bonded to us and not with anybody out there. Eugene is for sale just for meat. He is good in age. To give best offer. Paige.
Where were you last Friday, Paige? Because I was gonna get you to collab with me about auctioning Eugene off. Because Rose wasn't
Can you answer
here.
my question
Rose
on
wasn't
chickens?
here,
I didn't
so-
see your question on chickens. If you have a question on chickens, can you please put it in all caps? Because I missed it. Oops, sorry about that. I'm back now, y'all. Please come see us next weekend. Is that next weekend? We're going to Alabama. Tell him. Robert, tell him. Put him on the spot right now. He can't run away from you.
I can tell you that starting tomorrow, I'm working probably for 21 days straight. So.
Oh. You didn't even mention that when I kept on begging you about Alabama.
I told you.
Right, but that was after. Oh, man. Yeah. Robert, we probably won't be coming. That stinks. I thought I was going to be able to convince him.
It's poinsettia deliveries starts tomorrow. It's the Christmas rush.
Do you have a video on how to get body condition up? Not a specific video about that, but we add in extra calories like beet pulp, and we give them extra grain to help them. Is Autumn Litterbox trained? A little bit. She has a spot that she likes to go. So we have a towel, and she.
And then if I see her get up,
yeah,
when she hasn't been up for a while, she's been laying down. I see her stand up. I know. Get her outside and basically treat her like a puppy.
Okay, so Anita's chicken question was, what would the best chickens for eggs to have in Kelso, Washington? I'm not familiar with your region to be able to tell you what would be best there, but I think the best chickens for laying eggs across the board is Rhode Island Red.
Or white leghorn.
White leghorn.
They do. They lay lots. We just don't tend to like white eggs because they're so normal.
Well, no.
They're so mainstream.
The white leghorns, they don't act right. They're kind of like the Cornish cross of the meat world for the egg world.
But you can't argue they did lay lots of eggs.
They
were
did.
pretty dang consistent.
But I don't know that they did more than a Rhode Island Red.
They're about the same.
So if you want a brown egg, Rhode Island Red. If you want a white egg, then...
And they're really flighty, so that
white leghorn.
The white
they are
leghorns,
flighty. They're not very
to,
friendly.
They tend to survive though because of that.
Paige said she was on last Friday.
I don't remember.
Poinsettia season, Deb asked.
Yeah.
But I was driving. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you better not play on the phone when you're driving, woman.
Yeah. Especially.
That is tears, Robert. I know.
There's places like in Georgia it's illegal to do phone stuff when you're driving. But yeah, go back to poinsettia season is. I work for a commercial greenhouse, so we're shipping out all those plants before Christmas. And I am a driver during the busy season, so I don't always have to drive, but when they need me to drive, they need me to drive. There's like 9 permanent drivers on the roster, and I'm number 10, so.
Shade Tree asks, best heritage goat for a newbie wanting milk and meat for cold climate. Oberhasli might be. Somebody else was in here talking about Oberhaslis. Could you tell me if they're good for cold climates? I think Alpines would be great. They're from cold climates. I love my Alpines. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against Alpines. It's just easier for me to sell Nubians. So, what kind of, is it a box truck or a semi? It's box, right?
It's a big box truck. The kind.
What size?
I don't remember the size. I'm not good with that.
I knew it was going to be the next question, so.
Yeah, it's like the biggest truck before you need a CDL. I still had to go to the DOT and pass tests and all that stuff for it. So I had to get a DOT medical card to drive it. But it's not a CDL, so it's not like a semi.
All right, guys, we are running a little bit past 9 o'clock now, and I just yawned. I'm in a coldish climate here, northwest Washington State area. Yeah, I think most chicken breeds do well in that climate. My mom has all the different breeds, and she's in Massachusetts and gets pretty cold. Oberhasli do good in cold and hot. They originally came from the Swiss Alps. That's what I was thinking. So great, perfect. And they're not as big as a Nubian, right? So they're a little easier to handle, I assume. All right, has everybody given a thumbs up? There are 64 people watching. So we should have 64 thumbs up.
65.
65. There was 70 earlier when I looked up. Does anybody have any questions while you still have us here? If you have any questions that you have not had answered yet, we would be glad to help you out with that. Or maybe Ryan will keep going with the show and I'll go rest. They are ornery. Interesting. Love to climb and jump like a deer. Okay. I hadn't heard that. That's how I see Nigerian dwarf. Is very mischievous. Oh, thank you, Tony Franklin, for jumping on. TJ's a CDL driver.
Okay.
My stepdad, ex-stepdad, he's also. Have fun, guys. Gotta run. Thanks, folks. Good night. Grew geraniums and beautiful poinsettias. Emily's show used to.
Yeah, you should see the greenhouses are. That's all you can see is poinsettias. So, and they started growing them in the summer. I didn't know that it took that long actually. So it's pretty neat.
I use the Canon G7X Mark II for my vlogging camera. It has a fold-out screen so I can see it, and it's pretty compact and lightweight. What came first, the goat or the kid? That's a good question, Xavier. Grizz, you don't get to ask any questions. Our Nubians got out constantly, and our Oberhaslis don't challenge the fence at all. Really? That's interesting. That surprises me because Nigerian dwarfs are such escape artists that I figured Obes would be too. Autumn is doing great. Her bellyache has gone away and her appetite is coming back. Grizz, I said you do not get to ask any questions. Whoa. Where'd that come from? Did I miss it? Carla Walden, thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. I really appreciate that. Very generous. You're getting lots of love over there, Carla, now. Everybody's saying thank you for me. I missed a couple of comments when I saw that. I think we all have different experiences with different breeds.
Yeah, I'm sure it's all...
Well, yeah, depending on the lines that you get them from, you're going to have different strains. It's like different strains of plants. You know, you have different strains of goats.
Your setup could be different, too. I mean...
What's the secret to getting the poinsettias red?
time, I think. I don't do a lot of the growing. I don't do any of the growing. Let's just go ahead and say that. I work for a commercial greenhouse, but I spend more time on property management, bouncing back and forth. I actually spend quite a bit more time over on the horse ranch than I do at the greenhouse themselves, but that's the nature of my job, is I'm able to do so many things. So
I want to give a big thank you to Green Gables and Liz Zorab for helping moderate in the live stream tonight. It was very generous of them to help out and keep things civil. We luckily we weren't faced with many trolls, or any trolls maybe. So I appreciate their help. Oh, Liam's fingers. Oh my gosh. Deb, he got these two fingers closed in the car door yesterday when the kids were playing. Yeah, he cried for a long time. It was sad. It was bad. It was across the top knuckle, but his middle finger is bruised all the way down to here. Like the bruising this morning was all the way down here. So he's a tough little booger, though. He'll be all right. Rose told me she gave away some of her Christmas money. She was, stop. Don't. Psh. I love you, Kathleen. Ryan doesn't even know about that, so get me in trouble with the man. He's looking at me like, what? Living miracle. I was gonna answer your question. I saw it. I will check out your Thanksgiving video to see what kind of mushrooms they were, and let you know if I know. Sometimes they're hard to tell. Oh my goodness, who did that? Paige. No, I will not respond to that one.
I'm on it.
How do I refund? Refund.
Come on.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
bad.
I'm on it.
Oh, the quail are so easy and cheap to raise. I don't have an exact dollar amount, but I tell you what, they're ready in 6 to 8 weeks to butcher. That's how cheap it is. It's very nice. Thank you, Paige. It's very nice of you, even if you're commenting. I love you. That's my girl right there. Oh, you guys are awesome. Don't forget to check the box, you two. Is it for us, or is it for the 10,000 subscribers? I'm just curious. I think Ryan will love you even more. Oh, yeah, probably. You can't use the knife I sent you on your Gene, Ryan.
Then I'll use a different knife. I have an axe, you know.
He just wants to pick on me.
That's funny.
Tammy.
You recognize that's the knife, because I carry this thing every single day.
Miranda. First dibs on Autumn. Oh, thank you guys. That is so sweet. Oh, y'all are the best. Thank you so much. I don't have a video on raising the quail and what it takes to butcher them. I did talk about butchering them in my video where I did that for the first time. I want to do a video like about how to house quail. That's probably going to be my next quail how-to type video. Is going to be, what requirements do you need? What kind of wire? What kind of sizes and stuff like that. So, done with the subs. Okay. All right, TJ. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You're so sweet. I had no idea about the money thing. Liz Zorab should get Hugh back over on a sunny day to do some more work in the garden. Take tips. I know knives. Sharp, pointy things are fun.
They are.
Mama Grows, are those heated waters working? What about hatching the eggs? they take 18 days to hatch. We've got a batch in the incubator now. One of our subscribers was sad about our failed A&M quail, so she got some quail eggs from My Shire Farms, and she got the mix. So we're going to have a bunch of different varieties of quail. It's going to be beautiful and amazing. And I want to play around a little bit and see what crossing some of the different colors will do, but we'll see. Right now, Ryan just wants to eat them all because he's like, we don't need this many quail. And I'm like, then eat them. If it's too many quail, we eat them. That is the beauty of the quail, is they're so easy to process. It was very easy for me to process them. And I've never processed an animal from the beginning step myself. I've always made Ryan do the beginning step of, you know, that step. So it is. I missed something. Okay. Aw, so sweet. You guys are all so nice. We thought we could free range the quail. I said no. No, you can't free range quail. They'll leave. They won't stay. They're a more wild bird, so they'll leave right away. Did Rose send? Yes, I did, Mama Rose.
Alligator eggs.
Alligator eggs. That would be interesting.
Could you incubate those?
I probably could. You probably have to keep them wetter. Like, they would probably have to be, like, in a wet soil, I would assume.
Can you domesticate alligators?
No. Remember the one that, Caden's mom had?
No. I don't remember.
I handled an alligator once. My friend.
Oh yeah. I do.
My friend did live animal, like, so she had exotic animals too, classes for environmental education type classes, you know. So yeah, and they are yummy. Quail are yummy. They're really yummy, and they're healthier for you. They have a higher nutrition level in their eggs, and I'm pretty sure in the meat too, if I remember correctly. Would you suggest starting with quail or chickens for your first-time homesteaders? Depending on your space. I mean, chickens are going to provide a bigger egg, so you don't need as many. So you can start out with just 3 chickens. Yeah. Whereas with the quail, you want to start out with a dozen to have enough, you know? So it depends.
Either or.
Yeah, either or. It depends on what you're looking for. The quail do have to stay in a cage most of the time. Some people do keep them in a natural setting, in a chicken tractor type situation, which I'm considering, but you won't ever be able to sell the eggs if they're in that situation, because they tend to bury their eggs, and you won't know how old the eggs are when you go and find them. It'll be hard to find them, and you won't have a proper age for selling them. They keep quail in the butterfly house here at our botanical garden. I've seen that at the Atlanta Botanical Garden. They had some kind of little bird in there. It might have been quail. I don't remember. That was a long time ago.
At the Butterfly Center, I remember there being something on the ground.
Somebody else is asking about the donating to the live chat, super chat. If you don't have the $sign down there because you're on a different device, maybe. There should be a $sign under where you type your comments. But if you don't see that, you can also go to the description of any of our videos and make a direct PayPal donation or purchase from our Amazon link. That really helps us out. We had really good Amazon sales last month. Like, it was doing really good, and then this month has been nothing. So, that's if you use Amazon, and it won't charge you any money. It won't be any extra for you. That's only if you want to. I'm not asking for any donations, just to be clear. You don't want free-range gators. Well, no, I don't think so.
We do have a big pond.
But it would be yummy.
Yeah.
They could be food.
Yeah.
Alligator tail is really yummy. I've never had anything but the tail, though, so it seems like that would be a waste if that's all you could do. I am considering quail because I currently live in town. Exactly. You can get away with quail living in town with restrictions. Oftentimes they're able to. Put that camel to good use, Oyster Kino. Paige, I've used it already for the roadkill deer. So it works very well. Thank you for that. I think quail are really awesome. You keep them in a cage similar to rabbits. They're great for urban, like Mama Grows said.
Paige, I went hunting this morning, and you know what? I got out there about 6 a.m., and I heard something in front of my blind, but it was dark. When I finished hunting, I checked the trail cam. Yeah, from 6:05 to 6:30, there was a doe walking around right in front of me, but it was too dark for me to do anything about it. So, yeah.
Yeah,
There's a nice buck.
There is a nice buck
There's
on there.
a nice buck showing up too at like 3 in the morning. So, I'm gonna keep putting food out and minerals and hope I get the timing right.
Hopefully. Do you prefer quail or chickens, meat and egg wise? I think chicken eggs are easier to open, but I like boiled quail eggs better than chicken boiled eggs because they're like a one bite thing, and you can pickle them really nice. So I really like that. As far as the quail and versus chicken eggs, the flavor's the same. There is a higher yolk to white ratio in the quail eggs. So if you like yolk, and you know what's funny is Rowan and Liam, when I make hard-boiled eggs, chicken eggs, they will hand me the yolk and be like, I don't want this part, I just want this white part. And I always try to encourage them to eat it, but, they're kids. So on the quail eggs, they pop the whole thing in and they don't waste the center. So that's awesome. You're right, Suburban Hillbilly. They do make great purses and boots.
I would love some gator boots.
Oh, get some sleep, Liz. Sorry I kept you up so late. I didn't mean to run over this long, but we've been having so much fun with everybody.
It's because I was late. She's staying on late because I showed up late. So
yeah, we have to have you looking extra cool. Mm-hmm. Yes, I do have the egg scissors to open the quail eggs with, but it still takes longer to open that many eggs. And the meat's sweeter, I guess. I think the meat is nicer on the quail than the chickens we've raised. But the chickens we raised were huge breast meat, and I'm not a white meat. Neither is he. None of us in this house prefer white meat. We all prefer dark meat. And the quail are more like dark meat. They're nice, juicier, sweeter meat. Oh, no problem, Broussard. We try to subscribe to as many of the smaller channels as we can, more so than the big channels. We tend to I would say 90% of my subscriptions are to smaller channels to help support. I don't get to watch a lot of videos, but I don't watch any of the big channels' videos either. Aw, thank you, Liz. Gmail eggs?
You have to put them in your you have to boil them in a Google pot. That's the best way to do it.
We boil them for what, 3 minutes?
Yeah.
3 minutes at the most.
Tammy, it doesn't really matter, but they say doe doesn't taste as gamey as a buck, especially like a buck in rut. Everybody goes crazy about shooting bucks. I just want meat. I don't care. I don't discriminate.
Google Pod. Oh. I hope that anybody that's in here, if you have a channel that I've subscribed to you, and if I have not, please let me know, because I will absolutely support you in any way I can, even if it's a click of a subscribe button. That's one step closer. Pickled quail eggs are really good. Mm-hmm. They really are good. And I do like them fried. And like eye bread. They make the cutest little eye bread or eggs in a basket. Everybody has a different name for when you put a piece of toast with a hole in the center and you crack the egg in it. Oh, it's so good. Paige is going to send Mama Grows 200 quail. Just don't get them from that one hatchery. I've heard some good things from my Shire. My eggs arrived in great condition. And then Homestead Evolution has the jumbo meat ones. Those were really nice. And she has the fairy quail too. So I do highly recommend AJ Farms Homestead Evolution for quail eggs. You have not subscribed to me. I just started 2 days ago. Well, I'm going to lose the chat for a minute, but I'm going to make sure I don't miss this opportunity. On the desktop,
Oh, where did everybody go?
So yeah, the page goes away because I'm using OBS, so I don't see, and then my live chat gets hidden behind, but then I just pop them back out. I'm getting better at this. All right, I opened a tab with your channel, and I will subscribe to it before I close the tab later on. Deviled quail eggs are a bite-sized treat. They really are. Oh, deviled. Wait. No. Don't. No.
Well, you can
Don't
make
read
deviled
that.
eggs.
I told him there
You
was
can
no
make
way I was
deviled
ever going to
quail
make
eggs?
deviled quail eggs because he wanted me
But
to
you
for
can make them.
Thanksgiving.
She said you
No,
can make
you can't.
deviled quail eggs, and
You
you lied to me. Why did you lie to me?
Oh, I've heard people do that. Making Scotch eggs with the boiled quail eggs.
But that's a lot of work, too.
No, you just coat it with some sausage. Bread it and fry it. Yum.
Yeah, and that's a lot easier than making.
We could do it in the air
mini
fryer.
Deviled quail
No,
eggs.
I'm not doing
You
mini
can
deviled
make me
quail.
the mini deviled quail eggs. They'd be so good.
Look what you started,
You
Bruce
could
Hard.
fit 3 of them to each egg spot on your egg trays that you have. Instead of just one big egg, you have 3 little eggs inside of that spot. So you're maximizing the amount of hors d'oeuvres that you can serve to guests. Why are you laughing? It's a great idea. Thank you. Thank you.
If you use like 100 quail eggs, you can make deviled eggs, right?
I think that's doable with the amount of quail that we're raising.
I want to eat all of the boys except for my breeding boys when they are of the right size. Yeah, well, for Thanksgiving, for every holiday that we go to see his family, I always make deviled eggs. Like, it's tradition. Our chickens have no eggs. So I told him, I said, you know I'm not making deviled eggs this year because we don't have any chicken eggs. He's like, we have quail eggs. And I was like, no. No. No way. Oh, that would be good for a little medieval feast, Deb.
Yeah.
Brian wants to do a medieval feast. Yeah, you have to make them. We can have deviled quail eggs, but you have to make them.
Oh, help eat them. She means eat. You misspelled eat. I'm sorry. It happens.
Oh, you guys are funny. How hard is it to separate the yolk from the white before they are cooked? I don't know. I've not tried to. But I think I saw that question come up in one of my quail groups I'm in. And I think somebody said that you do it like where you just put it in your hand and let the whites go through your fingers and keep the yolk in your fingers. Have you ever done it like that on a chicken egg? If you know what I'm talking about. We didn't have enough eggs this year either, said Dimes. Use your regular eggs to make the yellow stuff, then squeeze it on top of the quail egg. Hey, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I could do that. And it would be just right. But peeling all those little eggs, which if I'm going to peel that many, it's because I'm putting them into some pickling brine, because pickled quail eggs. Do you ever put horseradish on the yolks for deviled eggs? I do. I mix it in to my deviled eggs. Almost every time, actually, Deb. That's funny. You're so like me. It is very hard. You can't use the shell. Right. That's what I think I saw somebody was saying. Pickled quail eggs are so good. I want quail, just not sure what kind yet. Yeah. And, if you're going to use them for meat, you're going to want to go with one of the more jumbo meat maker type sizes, just to get a heavier bird, possibly. But they all lay eggs, so that's all the Cotrunics do. So that's the good thing. I don't recommend Bob White as pets or keeping for any reason because they are Psycho wild animals. Somebody gave us a pair once, and I was like, I can't even feed them. Like, I literally couldn't even feed them. They were so wild and psychotic. So, yeah, I don't recommend. Those are a wild breed here in Georgia. So, that's the only place I've known of them until somebody gave me them, you know. They're not one that you normally keep for egg-laying reasons. I've heard someone say you put a little vinegar in your water when you boil them. The shell practically falls off on its own. The shell does come off pretty easily because the membrane is so thick on a quail egg, which is why you have to use the scissors to open them, because the membrane is so hard and thick that it doesn't break easy with your fingers or with cracking. Anyway, what was I saying? So when you peel them, the membrane makes it so that like... and it just comes off like a circle almost. Sorry, I keep burping. Soak boiled quail eggs in vinegar overnight and the shells peel off like paint. I might have to do that. Best incubators. I have some on my Amazon storefront I've put on there so that you have a few options, but the one that I have is the Hovabator. Hovabator styrofoam, simple, easy to use. Use an external thermometer. Don't use a thermometer that comes with it. Get you one of the thermometers that's also on my storefront so that you can keep a better track of the proper temperature so that you don't have any readings that are off. Sorry, I missed a few comments here. I've heard vinegar in the water when you boil them. Interesting. I might have to try that. Mini puppers, yeah. Yes, Ziploc bag as a piping bag works really nice. I do that if I want to make it look really neat. Hi, Pat Booty. We've been on for a little bit longer than we planned on, so I don't know how much longer we'll be here, but we are definitely enjoying chatting with everybody tonight. Best incubator in the oven. You eat 2 of them, Grizz. I got full off of 2. Ryan was full off of 2. Oh, good night, Suburban Hillbilly.
Night. You had peanut butter in your deviled eggs? That is just wrong.
Why? Was it an accident?
Was it you were playing a joke on them? Or?
Alright, guys. I think everybody's getting tired here.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a joke. Good. I'm glad you said that. The dispatching of the quail goes very fast. I just use pruners, and then I skin them so that I don't have to pluck them. Although I like to pluck them, not by hand though. There's a mini quail plucker that I found on Amazon. I need to add. Did I add that to my storefront? I added it to my wish list, but I didn't add it to my storefront, I don't think. So it's really, that would make it an interesting, so you can keep the skin. Because the skin's where a lot of the flavor is. Ryan loves the skin when we bake chicken. Mm-hmm. He's like, nom, nom, nom. And I'm always like, I could live without the skin. It's alright. Without it, it was still really good. Alright. Yeah, I probably should be doing a big gardening day. I've got garlic to plant and so many other things. Thank you, guys. Yeah, we do have a lot to do. You should see my to-do list. I finally wrote it all down, and I almost puked. I was like, why? That's a lot of stuff. All right, y'all. I hate to leave you all when there's so many of you here visiting and having such a good time, but we are definitely fading. Yeah. I can see you're looking tired. I'm tired.
I've got to work tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
I'm wearing
stupid work stuff.
Filthy clothes from my cleanup project.
Yeah. I will kiss Autumn for you. And thank you, everybody who made awesome donations tonight. I really appreciate that. Makes a big difference. It really brightens our day, and it'll help us with our Christmas shopping for the boys. So that'll be good. Thank you. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Making sure I'm not missing anything important. Everybody's finished up with their conversations.
Everybody's saying good night.
Great. We love you guys. I didn't film a vlog today, but we got a short 4-minute film that'll be coming up. I'll probably publish it in the morning. I was going to publish it tonight, but I was like, I'll just wait till the morning and publish it. So it's completely homestead unrelated, but it's awesome.
But
and I hope you guys, it happened here. It was pretty awesome. Nature thing. So hope you all enjoy it. And I love you guys. You guys bring so much joy to my life. And really and truly, when I was thinking about all the things that I'm grateful for, you guys were at the top of that list this year. So thank you. I appreciate it. Ooh, canning quail for a future topic. That sounds awesome. They'd fit right in a pint jar, wouldn't they? Or quart, maybe. Love you guys. Peace. Peace. No. Peace signs have to be like this. Don't ever give a peace sign any other way but this way.
Why can't they be the other way?
It means something completely different.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Would you all tell him to behave? Love you guys. Thank you for everything.
Good night.
Is it on?
I don't know.
Did it
You
turn
tell
off?
me if it's turned off, because
Is it?
I don't know.
Is it,
You are in control.
is
I'm
that
gonna
it?
say peace.